Hello students, in the last lecture we have studied the structure of antibody, formation of antigen-antibody complex and graft rejection. Now related to antigen we have to study the next point here, the antigens which are present on our blood cells, means our blood cells particularly RBCs, and these RBCs are showing different types of antigens in our body, and there are about 30 known antigens, जे 30 antigens आतापर्यंत माहिती आहेत which are present on the surface of red blood cells, that is RBCs. So these antigens are responsible for the formation of different blood groups in our body. Different types of antigens are present on our RBCs, and accordingly the blood group is identified responsible to these antigens. So these antigens are responsible for different blood groups. Now there are many genetically determined blood groups are present. There different blood group systems are present like ABO blood group system, RH blood group system, Duffy, Kidd, Lewis, P, MNS, etc. There are number of blood group systems are present, but out of that generally common we are using ABO and RH blood group systems. So we have to study what is this ABO blood group system and RH blood group system. Before that we have to study here which antigens are present on our RBC, and the Landsteiner, that is the scientist, that Landsteiner found two antigens which are also called as agglutinogens on the surface of human RBCs, which are named as antigen A and antigen B. Means our RBCs are showing presence of two antigens or agglutinogens, antigen A, antigen B, and that was found by Landsteiner. And these antigens are responsible for the types of blood groups and their specific transfusions. Accordingly, the blood transfusion is made with the respect to these blood groups. So antigens present on the RBCs and antibodies are present in the serum, or you can say in the blood plasma. So two locations are there. Antigens are present on the surface of RBCs and antibodies are present in the blood serum, or you can say blood plasma, and they can cause agglutination reaction if they are non-compatible, and therefore at the time of transfusion the blood groups are checked properly. So while ब्लड ट्रान्सफ्युजन ज्यावेळेला रक्त आपण देणार असतो त्यावेळेला आपल्याला ब्लड ग्रुप चेक करणे हे खूप महत्त्वाचं आहे, बिकॉज इफ द ब्लड ग्रुप्स आर नॉन कॉम्पॅटिबल, जर मिळते जुळते नसतील तर काय होईल, दे कॉज अग्लुटिनेशन, मीन्स क्लॉटिंग ऑफ ब्लड विल टेक्स प्लेस अँड देअरफॉर इट इज व्हेरी हार्मफुल. सो व्हॉट इज द ABO ब्लड ग्रुप सिस्टीम? नाउ हियर दिस A, B and O blood groups were discovered by Karl Landsteiner in 1900, while AB blood group was discovered by D. Castello and Stirling. There are basically four blood group systems are present: A blood group, B blood group, AB blood group and O blood group. Out of that, A, B and O blood groups were discovered by Karl Landsteiner in 1900 and AB blood group was discovered by D. Castello and Stirling. So the Landsteiner found that two antigens are present on the surfaces of RBC, antigen A, antigen B, and he also found corresponding antibodies in the serum or in the blood plasma, that is antibody A and antibody B, and accordingly there are different blood group systems are formed. In ABO system, blood groups were determined by the presence or absence of antigen A or antigen B, and the blood groups are classified into four groups: A, B, AB and O, and during the blood transfusion only the compatible blood can be used. The one who gives the blood, that is called as a donor, and one who receives the blood, that is called as a recipient. So what is the ABO blood group system that we have to study here by this chart? You can see here the first column is blood group, second is genotype, means genes responsible for the production of blood group, then which antigens are present on the surface of RBCs, which antibodies are present in the blood serum, the blood can donate to and the blood can receive from. So these are the different columns here. First of all, we have to see A blood group. If the blood group is A, the genotype will be IAIA or IAI0. What is the genotype? That you will understand by the in the chapter, that is inheritance chapter, that we have to study in the next topic. So till then you only understand this is the genotypes for different blood groups, IAIA and IAIO. This is the genotype, two genotypes for this A blood group. If the blood group is A, means what? If the antigen A is present, then the blood group is A. Therefore, antigen on the surface of RBC is A, and antibody present in the serum or present in the plasma, that is antibody B, and therefore the antigen A is present and antibody B is present, so it can donate the blood to A and AB, because A antigen is present and A antigen is present, and it can receive blood from A blood group and O blood group. So this is the for A blood group. Now when the blood group is B, the genotype for B blood group IBIB or IBIO, B antigen is present on the surface of RBC and antibody A is present in the blood serum or blood plasma, and therefore they can donate blood to B and AB blood group, and they can receive blood from B and O blood group. Okay. So here the third AB blood group, genotype only one IAIB, and both antigens are present because the blood group is AB. So antigen A is present, antigen B is present. No antibodies are found. Here the most important you have to remember, in AB blood group there is both antigens are present but absence of antibodies, and therefore they can donate blood to only AB blood group, and they can receive from all types of blood groups. Means they can receive from A, they can receive from B, they can receive from AB, and they can receive from O, and therefore this AB blood group is called as a universal acceptor. The persons having AB blood group are called as a universal acceptor because they are accepting all types of bloods, A, B, AB and O. Okay. So here the last blood group, O blood group, IOIO. No antigen, therefore zero, therefore O blood group. No antigens, but both antibodies are present, antibody A, antibody B, and both antibodies are present, therefore, and no antigens are there, and therefore they can donate blood to all groups, A blood group, B blood group, AB blood group and O blood group. The blood of O group can donate to all persons having A, B, AB or O, and therefore the persons which are having O blood group are called as a universal donor because they can donate blood to all types of blood groups, AB and O, and but they can receive only blood from O blood group. No other's blood can be received by this O blood group. So this is all about the different types of blood group systems, that is ABO system of the blood group. AB and O. A, antigen A is present, antibody B is present. In B blood group, B antigen, antibody A. In AB blood group, both antigens present but no antibodies are there. And in O blood group, both antigens are absent but both antibodies are present, and accordingly we have seen here the blood is donating to these particular groups and they can receiving the blood from these particular groups. So I hope you understand this chart of this blood group. Now, as you know, when someone asks question, what is your blood group, we can say only A, or we can say A positive or A negative. So generally we have seen A positive, B positive, A negative, B negative, or something like that. So what is that positive and negative? What does it indicate? That indicates the another antigen which is present on our RBCs, and that antigen is called as a Rh factor. Rh factor, or it is also called as antigen D. Means along with antigen A, or along with antigen B, or along with antigen AB, there is another antigen present in some persons, and that antigen is called as a antigen D, and it is discovered by Landsteiner and Wiener in 1940. So these particular antigen D are firstly observed on the surface of RBCs of rhesus monkey. There is a variety or species of monkey that is called as a Rhesus macaquus, and from that this Rh we have used here, so it was named as rhesus factor or Rh factor, and therefore the persons having Rh factor are called as Rh positive persons, and the persons which are lacking Rh factor, those persons are called as Rh negative persons. So here the persons having Rh factor, that is antigen D, are called as Rh positive, or those lacking Rh factor are called as Rh negative, and therefore we have called it as A negative. A negative means only antigen A is present, and if we called it as A positive means it is consisting of both antigens, antigen A and antigen D. So this is the Rh factor which is very much important while the blood transfusion. Means only A blood group is not considered while blood transfusion. We have to check either that A blood group is positive or negative, because it is having very much impact while the blood transfusion. So this Rh antigen is inducing a strong immunogenic response when introduced in Rh negative individual. Means suppose when Rh positive blood is introduced into the Rh negative individual, what will happen? Can you imagine? Rh positive blood is introduced into the Rh negative. Rh positive means there is antigen D present, and when this antigen presenting blood is transfused into the without antigen blood, what will it happen there? This antigen when introduced in the person's body, that person's body will make production of antibodies against that antigen, and therefore there will be a problem while the blood transfusion, and therefore this Rh factor is responsible for strong immunogenic response, and it results a very high disorder, very harmful disorder, that is called as a hemolytic disease of newborn, HDN, which is also called as erythroblastosis fetalis. It means destruction of the erythrocytes of the fetus, and therefore called as a erythroblastosis fetalis, or the newborn baby may show here breaking of RBCs, and therefore it is also called as a hemolytic disease. Hem means blood, lytic means lysis. The blood will be breakdown means RBCs will be breakdown, and this disease is caused in newborn baby, and therefore it is called as a hemolytic disease of newborn. अर्थ समजते का बघा? इथं नुकत्याच जन्मलेल्या बाळाच्या शरीरामधल्या तांबड्या पेशी ज्या आहेत, त्या तांबड्या पेशी इथं काय व्हायला लागतात? नष्ट व्हायला लागतात किंवा त्या तुटायला लागतात. त्या डिसऑर्डरला इथं म्हणलेलं आहे हिमोलायटिक डिसीज ऑफ न्यूबॉर्न, किंवा RBCs त्या फिटसमधल्या, फिटस म्हणजे नुकतंच जन्मलेलं बाळ म्हणा किंवा जे आईच्या गर्भाशयामध्ये वाढणारं बाळ आहे त्याला फिटस म्हटलं जातं. त्या फिटसमधल्या ज्या RBCs आहेत त्या इथं डिस्ट्रक्ट केल्या जातात, डिस्ट्रॉय केल्या जातात, आणि म्हणून त्या डिसीजला दुसरं नाव इथं दिलेलं आहे इरिथ्रोब्लास्टोसिस फिटॅलिस. फिटॅलिस मीन्स फिटस. इरिथ्रोब्लास्टोसिस, इरिथ्रोसाइट काय होतात? ब्लास्ट होतात. इरिथ्रोसाइट म्हणजे काय? RBCs डिस्ट्रक्ट होतात, डिस्ट्रॉय होतात किंवा ते ब्लास्ट होतात, म्हणून त्या डिसऑर्डरला काय म्हणलेलं आहे? इरिथ्रोब्लास्टोसिस फिटॅलिस. इट इज occurring, when it is occurring, the condition what there, when RH negative mother conceives RH positive fetus. हे कुठल्या कंडिशनमध्ये शक्य आहे? जर आईचं रक्त RH निगेटिव्ह असेल आणि तिला होणारं बाळ जे आहे ते RH पॉझिटिव्ह असेल तर त्यावेळेला ही कंडिशन आपल्याला बघायला मिळते आणि त्या कंडिशनला काय म्हणलेलं आहे? हिमोलायटिक डिसीज ऑफ न्यूबॉर्न HDN or erythroplastosis fetalis. So why it is happening? So here we have to see how this hemolytic disease of newborn is produced or how the erythrocytes are blasting there or destroying them. So suppose here RBCs, RH positive RBCs from the fetus may enter the mother's blood or mother's circulatory system during childbirth, causing her to produce RH negative antibodies. Means suppose mother is RH negative and the baby is RH positive. During the parturition or during the delivery, some of the RH positive blood cells from the fetus body may enter into the mother's body. म्हणजे डिलिव्हरीच्या वेळेला त्या बाळाच्या शरीरामधल्या RH पॉझिटिव्ह सेल्स ज्या आहेत, RBC ज्या आहेत, त्या चुकून काय होणार आहेत? आईच्या रक्तामध्ये मिसळल्या जाण्याची शक्यता असते. देन व्हॉट विल इट इंड्युसेस? इफ मदर्स ब्लड इज RH निगेटिव्ह अँड RH पॉझिटिव्ह ब्लड of the fetus is entering into the mother's body, what will it does? It will form, there is formation of RH anti-RH antibodies in the mother's body, and as a result subsequent RH positive fetuses will be exposed to the anti-RH antibodies produced by the mother and which results in the HDN. म्हणजेच काय होणार आहे? नंतर ज्या ज्या वेळेला त्या फिमेलमध्ये प्रेग्नन्सी होईल त्या वेळेला जर ते होणारं बाळ जर RH पॉझिटिव्ह असेल तर आईच्या रक्तामध्ये तयार झालेले जे अँटीबॉडीज आहेत, RH निगेटिव्ह अँटीबॉडीज ज्या आहेत त्या अँटीबॉडीज त्या बाळाच्या शरीरामध्ये म्हणजे गर्भाशयामध्ये जे बाळ वाढणारं आहे त्याच्या शरीरामध्ये ते जाऊ शकतं. म्हणजे पहिल्या प्रेग्नन्सीमध्ये काहीही अडचण येत नाही, परंतु दुसऱ्या प्रेग्नन्सीमध्ये आई जर निगेटिव्ह आहे आणि होणारं बाळ जर पॉझिटिव्ह असेल तर त्यावेळेला मात्र काय होऊ शकतं? हे जे तयार झालेले RH पॉझिटिव्ह फिटस आहे त्याच्यामध्ये anti-RH अँटीबॉडीज ज्या आहेत त्या आईकडून तयार झालेल्या त्या बाळाच्या शरीरामध्ये जाऊ शकतात आणि त्याच्यामुळं तिथं त्या इरिथ्रोसाईटचं काय होणार आहे? इथं डिस्ट्रक्शन होणार आहे अँड दॅट विल कॉज हिमोलायटिक डिसीज ऑफ न्यूबॉर्न. सो हिअर वी कॅन अंडरस्टँड टू प्रिव्हेंट दिस HDN what will we have the treatment. So to prevent HDN, RH negative mother is injected with the anti-RH antibody during all pregnancies carrying RH positive fetus. Means here to protect from this HDN or to recover from this HDN, that RH negative mother would be injected after the first delivery and then this is injection is given, that is anti-RH antibody, and then their further pregnancies will not cause the hemolytic disease of newborn. म्हणजेच काय लक्षात येते का बघा, जर आईचं रक्त निगेटिव्ह असेल तर कंपल्सरी डॉक्टर काय करतात? पहिल्या डिलिव्हरीच्या वेळेला त्यांना इंजेक्शन हे दिलं जातं. बाळाचं रक्त कोणतंही असू दे, पॉझिटिव्ह असू दे किंवा निगेटिव्ह असू दे, पण आईचं जर रक्त निगेटिव्ह असेल तर त्या आईला काय दिलं जातं? इंजेक्शन दिलं जातं. ते इंजेक्शन कुठलं आहे? anti-RH अँटीबॉडी, की त्याच्यामुळं तिला होणाऱ्या पुढच्या बाळास कुठलाही धोका निर्माण होणार नाही. ते जर इंजेक्शन दिलं नाही तर कदाचित पुढच्या होणाऱ्या बाळाला हा धोका निर्माण होऊ शकतो, हिमोलायटिक डिसीज ऑफ न्यूबॉर्न. सो हिअर फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल वी हॅव टू अंडरस्टँड द कंडिशन दॅट द मदर इज निगेटिव्ह, then there is possibility of formation of this disease, that is hemolytic disease of newborn or erythroplastosis fetalis. If mother is positive then there will be no any problem. So here we have to understand that if the mother is having RH negative blood, then and then only this condition will be observed, and to avoid this condition we have to first treat that to prevent this HDM, Rh negative mother is injected with this anti-Rh antibody injection to avoid this problem. Okay, so here in this lecture we have studied these different types of blood groups related to A, B and O blood group, and how this blood is donated and how this blood is received, and this Rh factor is playing very important role while transfusion. Now the next point here we have to study the chapter our human health and diseases. From that, the health first part that we have completed, and the diseases, there are different diseases which are found nearby us, and which are those diseases, that introductory part that we have to study in this lecture. We have to study here common human diseases. So as you know, all the human diseases are categorized into two types, that is congenital diseases and acquired diseases. What is mean by congenital diseases? These congenital diseases means the diseases which are present from the birth, जन्मजात आजार किंवा जन्मजात एखादा दोष एखाद्या व्यक्तीमध्ये असतो, त्याला इथं म्हणलेलं आहे कॉन्जेनायटल डिसीज विच आर प्रेझेंट फ्रॉम दी बर्थ, मे बी कॉज्ड बाय जेनेटिक डिसऑर्डर or genetic abnormality or metabolic disorder. That disease may be by metabolic disorder or genetic disorder or disability, we can say here. They may be permanent or very practically incurable. Most of the congenital diseases are practically incurable, जे त्याच्यावरती कोणताही उपचार आपल्याला बघायला मिळत नाही. Mostly they are permanent, but nowadays there are modern research techniques which are developed in this medical field, and those are responsible for curing some of these congenital diseases. For example, you can see here gene therapy are used for curing these different diseases, or enzyme therapy or enzyme replacement therapy that is useful for the protection from these congenital diseases, but there is no permanent cure for these congenital diseases. So this is all about congenital diseases. Now second, here is the acquired disease, means they are developed after birth, they are acquired during our lifetime, during our life after birth, and these are again subdivided into two subtypes, that is communicable or infectious diseases and non-communicable or non-infectious diseases. म्हणजेच आपण त्याला संसर्गजन्य आजार म्हणतो. जे कम्युनिकेबल किंवा इन्फेक्शियस म्हणजे संसर्गजन्य, एकाला झाला की एकापासून दुसऱ्याला होणारा आजार, आणि नॉन कम्युनिकेबल किंवा नॉन इन्फेक्शियस म्हणजे हा संसर्गाने होणार नाही. तर असे हे दोन प्रकार आहेत. त्यापैकी कम्युनिकेबल डिसीज जर आपण बघितलं तर द डिसीजेस विच आर ट्रान्समिटेड फ्रॉम इन्फेक्टेड पर्सन to another healthy person either directly or indirectly, means some diseases are transferring from one person to other person. It is by direct transmission or by indirect transmission, and these diseases are called as communicable or infectious diseases. And here we can see example: malaria, flu, mumps, measles, AIDS, tuberculosis, hepatitis A, B, and nowadays we are already suffering, all the world is suffering, that is the coronavirus, COVID-19. It is also related to the communicable or infectious disease. So these are the different examples related to these communicable or infectious diseases. Now the diseases which are called as a non-communicable or non-infectious diseases, means these diseases cannot be transmitted from one person to other person, means these are not transferring diseases. हे एकाला झाले की एकापासून दुसऱ्याला होत नाहीत, either by directly or indirectly. डायरेक्ट पण जाणार नाहीत आणि इनडायरेक्ट पण जाणार नाहीत. अशा डिसीजेसने काय म्हटलं जातं? नॉन कम्युनिकेबल ऑर नॉन इन्फेक्शियस डिसीजेस. फॉर एक्झाम्पल कॅन्सर, डायबिटीस, ॲस्थमा, हार्ट डिसीज, हायपरटेन्शन, पॉयझनिंग और ॲटोइम्युन डिसीज. बघा, यातला कोणताही आजार आहे तो आपल्याला कुणाला तरी दुसऱ्याला कॅन्सर झाला म्हणून आपल्याला कॅन्सर झालं, त्याला डायबिटीस झालं म्हणून मला डायबिटीस झालेला आहे, असं कधीही आपल्याला बघायला मिळत नाही. म्हणजे हे जे आजार आहेत हे संसर्गजन्य नाहीत. म्हणून याला आपण इथे काय म्हणलेलं आहे, नॉन इन्फेक्शियस किंवा नॉन कम्युनिकेबल डिसीजेस म्हणलेलं आहे. सो हिअर as we know the different communicable diseases which are caused by different microorganisms. So here are some viruses, bacteria, fungi or some microorganisms, that is helminth worms. There are different worms which are causing different diseases. So all these communicable diseases are caused by viruses, bacteria, fungi, helminth worm, etc. And all these disease causing organisms are called as a pathogens. Means virus may be acting as a pathogen, bacteria, fungi or helminth worm, all these organisms are acting as a pathogen. So what is meant by pathogen? Pathogen are the living organisms that are causing infections. This is a very simple definition. Example: viruses, bacteria, fungi, yeast, protozoa, helminth and certain insect larval stages. So there are number of pathogens which are responsible for causing different diseases. Some are parasite. As you know, there is a host parasite relationship. So parasite means the organisms which are living on the host or in the host body. They are living inside the host body or outside the host body, and they are taking nourishment from them, and therefore the parasites are also causing some diseases. These parasites are of two types, ectoparasite and endoparasite. Some these parasitic diseases also infects different infection by protozoans, helminth and arthropods. Means some parasites are also responsible for causing some harmful diseases that we have to study in the next lecture. So in this today's lecture we have studied the antigens which are present on our RBCs. There are different antigens, A, B and D antigen, and accordingly A, AB and O blood groups, Rh positive, Rh negative blood groups were formed, and while blood transfusion we have to check the compatibility of the different blood groups, and then only compatible blood should be transferred from one person to other person to avoid the agglutination reaction that we have seen. And if there is mother Rh negative and the baby conceiving her is positive, then there will be a disease called as a hemolytic disease of newborn or erythroblastoma fetalis that we have studied. And some different definitions related to diseases. There are congenital diseases or acquired diseases. Congenital, which are from birth, they are by genetic disorder, by metabolic disorder, and mostly they are incurable, but there are some gene therapy which are responsible for the curing these diseases. And then acquired diseases are divided into communicable and non-communicable, and from that different types of diseases we have only seen. In the next lecture we have to see the different types of diseases and their infection causing organism and all about the different diseases. Till then, thank you.